Are we live? Let me check the camera is the right one, which it should be. And the mic should be the right one. And it is the right one. And we're back. And we're back live. Big up to everyone tuned in, whether it's on playback, whether it's on stream. And we have got a very pleasant stream today because Arsenal won, Tottenham lost, Liverpool lost, Tottenham and Tottenham and Liverpool both held 4 and 5 and 4 respectively. We are going to talk about Arsenal first because we are an Arsenal channel, and I'm very looking forward to talking about Arsenal, especially because we played very well last night against Bayern Munich. But before we get into it, like, sub, and share the content around. Getting closer to 250 subscribers, that is a massive milestone. So let's keep that going. As much as we can. Now, we beat Bayern Munich last night. I've done my fan cam; it's out live. Go check it out on the channel. I will find a way to put it into the description. If I can actually find it. I can actually find it somewhere. I don't know what the hell was going on. Um, there it is. I'll try to find a way to pin that somewhere. But we are we're doing well at the minute. We're beaten by a minute last night. We'll talk about the performance a bit more. Um, but it's been a good week for Arsenal so far. And I said this before the Tottenham game. These 3 games are a massive week in terms of our season. And the reason I'm saying that is because, well, not just because we're playing Bayern Munich, Chelsea, and Tottenham, or two big teams, Tottenham, whatever. Um, but this is going to define our season in a way early on, because if we beat Tottenham and Chelsea, which we've done one of them, we can put a bit more daylight in terms of us in the Premier League. And the Bayern Munich game, well, we've now won 5 out of 5. We got 15 points. We're pretty much guaranteed to qualify. Let me see who we've actually got. We have got Club Brugge on the 10th of December, Inter Milan on the 20th of Jan, and we've got Kairat. I think they're the Kazakhstan team from Kazakhstan. Sorry. So assuming we beat Club Brugge, which, to be fair, we should be, um, we're pretty much guaranteed to qualify because we're 3 points clear of the rest. In terms of what in the top 8, we're 5 points clear. Sporting are in 8th currently. They're tied on points with Dortmund, Chelsea, Man City, and Atalanta. So qualifications are looking very, very nice. And look, there are loads of players that we can talk about who play very well. Um, the whole team, pretty much, to be fair, apart from Lewis Skelly. And I want to say this about Lewis Skelly: do not play this guy at left back, please. I mean, I know Arteta will play him at left back because he likes his fullbacks to invert. However, for the sake of that guy's confidence, that guy can't defend at left back. He done all right last season, but that was last season. He filled in for um, our lack of left back depth, or our lack of quality in left back depth, and also Ricardo Calafiori being so injury prone last season. He can't do it on a consistent basis at left back. He can play the odd game, like around there and then. But he can't defend properly at left back. He's a midfielder by trade. Play him in midfield. There are games where you can play him in midfield, and hopefully, whether it's Palace in the cup, whether it's these last sets of Champions League games where we don't have to play Declan Rice, we haven't got to play Zubimendi all the time. We can play a Norgard and Skelly midfielder, Norgard and Marino, Marino and Skelly. We can do that. We don't have to be playing these midfields like all the time. And I say Marino in midfield, I say that lightly because we know how trash he is in the middle, and I would rather definitely see him up front. And to be fair, you even saw last night. He was superb in that game, Marino. He won't get a lot of credit because he didn't score a goal. And to be fair, I think he should have scored a goal in my opinion. Um, he had a couple of headers actually, and a couple of chances that he sort of misheaded at. But he should have definitely scored. And his all-round game as a striker. Normally with Marino, he normally takes ages to turn on the ball. Straight away, this guy was taking the touch straight away, popping it up to whether it was Trossard, whether it was Skelly in that midfield, whether it was Eze. He was releasing the ball quickly yesterday. That's one thing that I did like about Marino. And I think, to be fair, he's done very well as a striker whenever he's played there. He's got a really good record as well. Um, Marino has up front. Hopefully, he can continue, and hopefully, him playing helps us get by until we actually get our striker back. Give me 1 second, people. Oh, mate. Yeah, it's fucking cold is annoying me. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah. When it comes to that game against Bayern Munich, um, first half obviously we weren't playing that good football at all. It was clear to see that the game plan was to let Bayern have the ball and either get him on the counter, which, to be fair, we did have quite a few openings that we didn't really take advantage of, and also the facts that we were able to capitalize on set pieces like we did. Yes, the football wasn't great to watch in that first half. However, it was working to a point, and then obviously that Carl kid who was getting on the ball, he was of quality. One thing I'll say about that guy is he definitely surprised me because I've got no idea who he is. I'll be so real. He obviously came in for Luis Diaz, who couldn't play due to being suspended for that crazy foul on Ashraf Hakimi against PSG. So obviously he couldn't play. And to be fair, he came in and done the job. Disappeared as the game went on. To be fair, all of Bayern Munich's attack disappeared. Harry Kane was non-existent in that second half. Elise wasn't really getting much joy as he was getting in that first half. And when Calafiori came on, straight away locked him up. And that's another thing as well. Calafiori's been getting better defensively. And he genuinely has. He's always been a bit rash. There are going to be moments where he is going to be rash. However, this guy is getting to grips on how to actually defend properly now, which I'm actually happy to see. Whether he can continue it, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, Calafiori, man, as soon as he came on, him and Martinelli changed the game completely on that sort of on that on that left hand side. And speaking of that as well, when it comes to Saka, I was happy that he got subbed off because Bukayo Saka, he plays so many 90-minute games every season. It's Well, he is one of our better players. However, for the sake of his career, for the sake of his fitness, he cannot be playing these games um, every 3 days, playing for 90 minutes. And I was happy, even though it was a 1-1. It was a big call by Mikel Arteta because obviously he brought on Noni Madueke. No, Madueke came on early. He brought on Martinelli for Saka, and as soon as you saw Madueke go to the right hand side, he was a lot better. Madueke can't play on the left. He's horrible there. Honestly, he looks more like a left wing back when he's playing there. He always wants to try and be on his left foot. It don't work for him on there. Play him on the right hand side. He can go on the outside. He can be direct. And the goal that he scored, Calafiori put an absolute lovely cross. And then Madueke capitalised. That is Arteta's substitutions working to a T. And one thing about Arteta that I've criticised is that his game management has been very, very questionable at times throughout his managerial career at Arsenal, and it works. It works last night, and that was against one of the best teams in Europe. And all you can really say is fair play to him. Fair play to Mikel Arteta. Now, can he replicate that in the game against Chelsea? I think he can, because I think we do beat Chelsea. I'll get onto it more in the press conference reaction tomorrow, um, which because we play on Sunday at 4:30. So his I think he might have done his press conference by tomorrow afternoon. But we're beating Chelsea. I've said that for maybe a couple of weeks now. Um, yes, they smoked Barcelona differently by 3 goals to 0, and they were quality in that game. However, I don't rate their attack. Esteval, he's a good player. I rate him. Garnacho's trash. Neto, I don't really rate that highly, especially since he's gone to Chelsea. I don't really rate him that much. Um, who else? They got the Lap, who I don't really rate. Well, think is I rate the Lap, but since he's gone to Chelsea as well, he isn't the player that I thought he would be. And to be fair, Joao Pedro hasn't been great. Um, I'm not sure they're going to get Cole Palmer back for this game. If they do, he won't start. And Maresca's smart enough to not start. And that's one thing about Maresca. His fitness management is actually decent because he won't put him straight into that starting 11 against us. He'll probably make him come off the bench, or he might even play that game. I don't know. I'll look at his press conference reaction tomorrow as well. His press conference, sorry, tomorrow to see what he's got to say about fitness. But yeah, Arsenal quality. Bayern Munich faded away in the second half, and we fully capitalised on it. But we got to talk about Liverpool FC. Obviously, we were playing as well as the game against PSG, between PSG and Tottenham. So I never really got a chance to have a look at those games in detail. But I was obviously seeing, because on TNT Sports you can see the goals on the right hand side. But Liverpool, man, what the hell is going on with them? Arne Slot has pretty much turned into a scrub, um, pretty much overnight. Because look, these lot won the league last season, but I've said so many times they won the league because they were the best of the bad bunch. They weren't playing scintillating football. They weren't doing any of that. Any other season, they're a top four side. Or I'll say top four side. They're top, well, comfortably top four, competing for maybe the title, but not throughout the whole way. Man City fell off last season. We drew 14 games. Chelsea were very inconsistent, and they capitalised on it. Fair play. The problem is they come into this season now. We're better. City are a bit better. Chelsea are a bit better. It's hard to tell at the minute with them because they're still inconsistent. But we're seeing how shit they are. Arne Slot didn't really change much from when he came in. He all of a sudden wants to play this different style of football. Well, I say different style of football. What the fuck is a style of football? Because I watched the extended highlights and I saw absolutely nothing from them at all. But to lose 4-1 at home, that's 7 goals in 3 games now they've conceded. Even when Liverpool was shit, and this is like when I was quite young, they would never lose games like these at Anfield. They would hardly ever lose at Anfield, pretty much. But that place now is no longer a fortress like it used to be. Well, and that is why I'm still pissed off that we never beat them. Honestly, when we played them at I think game week 3. But honestly, surely Slot has to go. And if we look at their next set of games, um, they've got they've got West Ham, Sunderland. If it loads up, what's going on? Cool. West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds, Inter, Brighton, Tottenham, Wolves, Leeds again. They have not got easy games at all. But I don't see where it gets better for Arne Slot because their big players aren't performing. Verts is injured. I don't think he came back last night. I think he's been injured for quite a few weeks now. Or he got injured. He said he's going to be out for a few weeks. Yeah, their bench stinks. Isak is not on form. Ekatike is not at it at the minute. Gakpo's trash. Salah is trash, but no one wants to hear it. They're playing Kurt. They're playing Szoboszlai at right back, which to be fair, that's probably a good decision because he is their best right back. Um, Gravenberch and McAllister. Don't know what's gone on with those lot. McAllister's been trashed the whole season. And then the elephants in the room, Virgil van Disney and Ibrahima Kanate. The goals that they were conceding, there was one, I can't remember what goal it was, where Van Dijk was jogging back for, I think, the fourth goal. Kanate it's just being lapsadaisical on, like, for the third goal, I think it was. He tried to go out to the PSV player and then play the ball around him. I don't get, like, they're definitely down tools. That's one thing I'll say. Um, they're definitely down tools for Arne Slot. And to be fair, West Ham away at the weekend, Nuno's the manager. That has to be the game where he goes. I'm sorry, unless there's not been a club statement I don't know about. That has to be the final straw, and I think it will be the final straw because I don't think they'll win that game. I'll be so real. Um, but yeah, that's probably it from Liverpool. Tottenham lost, shock. Kolo Muani scored against the club he's on loan at, which is crazy. Bettina, that goal to make it 1-1, that was fucking ridiculous, honestly. And to be fair, when Tottenham were leading, you thought it would be, oh great, this is typical Tottenham. They get smoked in the North London derby, and then go away to PSG and somehow win, but yeah, they got smoked in the end. Romero had an absolute disaster class. To be fair, both defenses weren't great. Both defenses conceded stupid goals playing out from the back, which, to be fair, it was crazy to me because I was seeing it on the TNT Sports app that why they conceding these so many stupid goals. But it was, I wish I watched that game, but to be fair, I'm kind of annoyed that game was on at the same time as us because that would have definitely been an entertaining game to watch for a neutral. But yeah, there isn't really much to say on that. But talk about that's what Thomas Franz conceded 9 goals in 2 games. Yeah, I wonder what Spurs fans do think about him because the ones that I do watch and the ones that I do speak to, they're up and down because they're saying that they've got injuries and stuff like that, which I hear. Kulusevski and Madison, they're massive misses. However, to be playing the way they are and to be set up the way they are at times is mental. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here because I've got to get some dinner. Hardly anything all day. But listen, big up to everyone who has come in and out of the stream. There will be a press conference reaction tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled out for that. Like, sub, and share the content around, and I'll see you lot in a bit. I'm out.